Fall is just around the corner, and to welcome in my guests, I'm creating this big, bold, beautiful fall wreath. And I'll show you how you can create this $70 wreath for less than $20 using items you can find at the Dollar Tree. I am going to start with a couple of items I already have around the house. This is an old wire reef rack that I had from my last project. And I'm going to be using pine cones and gumballs that I got from outside. They're falling everywhere now. So from Dollar Tree, I picked up a couple of willow wreaths. I also picked up an assortment of artificial flowers. I always look for the realistic flowers with natural colors. They had a good bunch this year. They also had these really cool metallic pumpkins. I love the green and orange colors. I also picked up a fall door hanger with some bells on it, some burlap ribbon, and this orange fall mesh. And you're going to need your hot glue gun for this project. Now if you like, you can just use one willow wreath as the base for your wreath, but these are a bit small, so I'm making a cut in each of them so that I could pull them apart and make a larger one. I'm going to weave these into the wire frame around the edges and use a little Dollar Tree wire to tie it onto the rack. I did take a few pieces of the sticks out for later. The wire wreath is not completely covered, but that's okay. The flowers will cover up most of that. I just want to make sure I had that natural grapevine look. So I want my flowers to sort of fan out around the wreath in a clockwise direction. So I'm going to start by positioning the flowers where I want so I get a good mix of color. And I'm going to use the flowers that spray out, the longer ones first. Leading with the stems, I'm threading the flowers in between the willow wreath and the wire wreath to secure the flowers in. Now that I have the longer outer flowers inserted, I'm going to hot glue a few pine cones onto the wreath. And a few gumballs. Now for the golden metallic pumpkins. And finally, I'm threading in the small flower bunches. Now just to add a little more drama, I'm taking some of the leftover willow wreath sticks and I'm hot gluing it into the piece. I'm extending them out and I'm pointing them in that same clockwise direction that the wreath is going. Now you can stop here, but I'm going to add a bow and some doorbells. I love to hear the sound of the bells when someone opens the door. Since I am adding a big bow at the bottom, I'm going to put a few pieces of this mesh into the wreath so it looks like the ribbon is woven through the piece. So I'm just going to wrap a piece of wire around a small piece of mesh and stick it into a couple of different areas on the reef. To make my bow, I cut a long piece of orange mesh and a long piece of burlap, and I tied the two of those together into a bow. Now I'm going to tie my door hanger bells onto the back of the bow with a piece of wire. With the same wire, I'm attaching the bow with the bells to the bottom of the reef. After clipping the ends of my ribbon at an angle at the desired length that I wanted, I'm finally ready to hang my reef on my front door. Now my reef cost about $18 to make, but compared to this reef from Pier 1 that's $79.95, and that's just a sale price. I'd say it's a pretty great deal for your very own custom-made reef. So here's to welcoming fall in with a little bit of style. Add me on Snapchat and Instagram for daily home, food, and gardening tips at Your Hustle Home TV.